Morning, hi, this is Travis with the National Weather Service, and this is your weather hazard briefing for Wednesday, January 13th. We are looking at a very significant storm moving through today. It's starting to move through already, and the frontal boundary will move through the central mountains by mid to late morning and through the rest of the areas by mid-afternoon by early evening. We are looking at the most impactful part is going to be the strong, moderate to strong winds, some gusts to 50, maybe even 60 in some areas, particularly in our northern areas. And then we're looking at some freezing rains, particularly in the areas of Craters, Moon, Shoshone, Sun Valley, early this morning. And pretty much that threat will be over by noon, 11 to noon, somewhere in there. Snow squall is possible as the frontal boundary moves through, particularly in our northern areas. We'll talk more of that in a minute. And then next, other than that, high pressure builds in. Not too much activity other than do have another very weak system moving through a northwest flow Friday night into Saturday. Very light mountain snow, generally under an inch. And then another system very similar to it Sunday night into Saturday. Again, very light mountain snow. Currently, you can see here the system. This is the frontal boundary associated with it, the back end of it, and this will move through again by late morning into middle of afternoon through our area. Impact-wise, we're looking at again, wind will be the biggest impact, and then we do have snow and freezing rain, as mentioned. The system will move over the strongest winds will be over our northern areas. So that's where we have highlighted orange here, mainly for the Eastern Highlands, Victor Driggs Island Park area, Upper Snake Plain as well is the greatest potential for any snow squall line, and we'll have the strongest winds of gusts to 50 across those areas. And I'll show those graphics here in a minute. And then there's the light snow for Friday. It's late Friday into mainly it's just late Friday, and then we have another one late Sunday as well. So high temperatures today. It does warm up out ahead of that front with southerly winds, particularly the downslope areas here. Snowfall the rest of the day, mainly the mountain areas. Again, this is going to be fairly warm. Any precip we have down here will be rain, and then you can see the values left here and the 3 to 6 inch range, particularly across the Wyoming border areas. So we do have quite a few highlights of hazards. We do have excuse me, our weather advisory, storm weather advisory, the purple here, mainly for the snow, and you can see that in both areas for the Central Mountains as well as along the Eastern Highlands, Wyoming border. This is all highlighted for winter storm advisory. Primarily has winter weather advisory primarily for the freezing rain potential. This is the best area, and again, that will be this morning. Early this morning will be the best potential. We've already had some reports of that over in the Shoshone, Richfield area. And then all this is for the stronger winds that we're looking at. Again, gust up to 50. There will be some isolated areas that may go a little bit stronger than that. And then I'll move on. Again, I mentioned the biggest impact will be the wind, and then the potential, wet snow that's going to accompany, particularly in the Driggs area. Wind with wet, heavy snow that could be a problem with power lines. And then I did mention the freezing rain and Shoshone, Sun Valley area of Richfield, and then the snow squall potential as that frontal boundary moves through late in the morning into the early afternoon, particularly for our northern areas. Here's a graphic, a model depiction that kind of shows the frontal passage in the system, starting here about 6 a.m. The precip moving through the area, and you kind of see the frontal boundary picks up by late morning moving through. And right in this area here, around noon to 2 o'clock, is potential of any snow squall, particularly in the northern areas. But you can see the models aren't picking up on that, aren't showing that 100%, but just the potential's there, particularly as that frontal boundary moves through. I'll show it here one more time. Here's noon. And then you can see the frontal boundary for sure right there later in the afternoon. Wind speeds this morning, not too bad. They are starting to pick up some downslope along the I-86 corridor right now. And then as you get into the afternoon, you start to see those fairly strong winds, 30 to 40 sustained. And then here's the gusts that gives you an idea. And those in the red areas are in the 50. You do see some here near 60 in some of the areas, and this is the bigger potential area, that the snow squall line area that we're also concerned about, and potentially across the northern part, just Island Park area as well. Monida Pass has the best potential for that. And here's our wind speeds as you go into this sustained as you go into the evening. Doesn't drop off completely right away, but by midnight you should see it significantly drop off. Here's our high temperatures for Thursday. Do drop back to near normal, or if not slightly above normal. And then as you go into Friday night into Saturday, here's your snow potential, very light if any, under an inch for the most part. And then Friday's temperatures are still near normal to slightly above normal across the area, and Saturday start to warm, again slightly above normal, if not a little bit more. Just a quick summary, today is going to be your biggest impact day. Moderate to strong winds are going to be your biggest impact. We still have a little bit of mountain snow, 3 to 6 inches, and again the central mountains, western areas, and then also across the Eastern Highlands, Wyoming border. Combine that with moderate to strong winds in the afternoon, could have potential for power line issues. We do have some freezing rain potential. Some areas in Richfield is already going to have a light glaze in some areas, so just be careful out there. And then snow squall possible as that frontal boundary moves through, particularly in our northern areas. Next system is going to be relatively light, just a very light snow Friday night into Saturday, and then another one Sunday night into Saturday. Just some breezy winds, nothing like we're going to see today. So if you have any questions, give us a call here at this number. Thank you.